Hi there, I'm Chuck Van, and in this video I'm going to give you my tips for trying Vegemite for the first time. Vegemite is a spread. It's also a yeast extract made predominantly from the byproducts of beer, barley and from wheat. And Australians have been enjoying it on their toast and on sandwiches and in many other ways since the 1920s. I really need to say that there are many ways that you can eat and enjoy. I grew up with Vegemite. I've been eating it since I was very young and I absolutely love it. You may prefer to prepare and eat Vegemite another way. This is really only my recommendations and tips for if you've never tried it before, how I would prepare it for someone who has not had it. This may seem really basic, but there's a couple of things that you're going to need before you start. So first thing, you're going to need some Vegemite. You're also going to need a butter knife, a plate, some bread, butter. I prefer spreadable butter because it's just easier to get onto the toast. And if it's me, I always look for the kind that has the least amount of additives and other things in it. The butter in as pure a form as I can get it. Bread, you can use any kind of bread really that you want. You're really just making toast. I normally use either just plain old white or multigrain bread, but you can use anything you like. As long as you can toast it, you'll get the best results. Lastly, and this should probably go without saying, you're going to need some kind of device to actually toast the bread, whether that be a toaster or a grill or whatever it is. A lot of this comes down to personal preference. What I recommend is just prepare your toast the way that you normally would, to the degree of color and darkness that you prefer. I know some people like their toast so it's really still kind of quite soft and only has a really light brown kind of tinge to it. It's not even really properly toasted. Other people like it almost charcoal. So just prepare the toast however you like it normally. Once you've got your toast ready, the way that you like it, the next step is to add the butter. The butter that I use is spreadable, but I find that I get the best results if I take it out of the fridge and leave it to soften for 5 to 10 minutes before I actually put the toast on. That way it's a little bit easier to get it on your toast. If you're using regular pure block butter, then it's going to be very difficult to spread it onto that toast. And you're trying to spread it on when it's hard straight out of the fridge, then you're going to have a real hard time. I like to use quite a liberal spread of butter. When spreading the butter, you want to have an even distribution of it. And the goal is to cover the entire top side of your piece of toast. Now for your Vegemite, and this is an absolutely crucial factor. Less is more when you're having this for the first time. Vegemite is a savory spread and it's not very sweet. It is quite salty. To me, I've eaten it my whole life, so it just tastes like Vegemite. And if you're used to having sweet spreads all the time, definitely start with a very small amount. Personally, I would be aiming for a 50-50 mix of butter to Vegemite, but that might be a bit too strong. You're having it for the first time and you're not Australian and haven't grown up with it and haven't really eaten anything like it before. When you're doing it for the first time, get the smallest amount that you can spread fairly evenly across that piece of toast and then put less than that on there. When you're spreading the Vegemite from your knife onto the toast, you want to do it very lightly. The goal is almost to try and mix the Vegemite up with the butter, but cover as much of the bread as you can, as thinly as you possibly can. It has a very strong taste and you do not need to go too thick with it. You've made your toast, you've spread on your butter and your Vegemite. That's it. You're ready to enjoy it. Take a bite. I'm Chuck Van. This has been my tips and suggestions for trying Vegemite for the first time. Have you tried Vegemite? Do you like it? Have you tried it like this? Or have you tried it a different way? Let me know in the comments. Do you have any other tips and suggestions for first timers? Someone who wants to try Vegemite for the first time? Leave them all in the comments below. Have I missed something? Or is there anything else that you might add? This is a very simple way of preparing Vegemite. It can be used in many other ways, in many other dishes, and have so many other things added to it. I feel like a lot of people may have been turned off Vegemite because they've just had it in too large a quantity, and it can be a very intense flavor when you're not used to it and you haven't tried it before. So I hope this video has helped you to discover Vegemite, because I love it so much. There are other yeast extract spreads out there that have been made by other countries and probably even before Vegemite. I feel like Vegemite has a very unique place amongst them. I hope you like this, and I'll see you in the next video.